and the journey is always divine. I'm your host, Symphony. Hey, how you doing? Your cosmic hype girl and spiritual sidekick. Whether it's Music Monday, Wake Up Wednesday, or Freestyle Friday, you're exactly where the universe wants you. So grab your tea, your journal, or your dance moves, and let's get into this soulful ride together. Peace and love, beautiful souls, and welcome to our second episode of Wake Up Wednesday. I took a little bit time getting to this next episode because my birthday was in April, and I'm not a party girl. However, I do spend my birthdays preparing for the year ahead. So I spent some time up in the woods and did some journaling and just looking at what I have accomplished, things I want to leave behind, and things that I want to accomplish in the upcoming year of me being 32, 32 and proud. So today's episode of Wake Up Wednesday, we're diving deep into one of the most important tools of your spiritual journey, spiritual discernment. So grab your tea, your journal, and your third eye and make sure that thing is open because we're about to get into it. Okay, so quick question. Have you ever been so hungry you walked into a food court and got instantly overwhelmed? I'm talking pizza smells good, sushi looks fresh, Chick-fil-A is calling your name. But then you see that one free sample lady with the teriyaki chicken, and boom, you make a decision. Now, was it the right one? That, my loves, is life. And the teriyaki lady, she's your inner wisdom. That quiet voice whispering, this is the path, boo. That's what we call spiritual discernment. Spiritual discernment is the sacred ability to intuitively and consciously choose what aligns with your spirit. It's not just about right or wrong, it's about resonance. And I want you guys to hold on to that word resonance because us as a human race, we lean towards things that resonate with us. But sometimes we're pushed into directions, whether it resonates or not. However, spiritual discernment, it's listening to that divine GPS in your gut that says, yes, this is mine, or this ain't it. It's the compass that helps you navigate a world where spiritual messages are coming at you like papa beds. And I mean papa beds. It is the ability to judge with clarity and intuition what is spiritually right for you. Not what your mama said, not what the pastor yelled, and not what TikTok's latest spiritual influencer told you. It's the internal compass that guides you to the truth, your truth. I mean, listen, we live in a beautiful, messy, sacred buffet of beliefs. Christianity, Buddhism, African spirituality, Islam, Hinduism, astrology, ancestral work, meditation, you name it. In such a vibrant world, spiritual discernment is your filter. It's literally your inner Yelp review saying, this belief, 5 stars, that practice, not for me, but I see the value. An emphasis in not for me, but I see the value because I've personally gone through this, and I'm going to get into my own story in a little bit on what caused me to go down the paths I went And I realized that all along I was using spiritual discernment. I gotta give myself props. I'm a little smart or whatever. Spirituality is your connection to something bigger, higher, more divine. Discernment is how you navigate that connection. It's your soul's Siri, your divine filter, and baby, not everything with good vibes is good for your spirit. In a world rich with such diverse religions and beliefs, spiritual discernment helps us navigate our path with grace and authenticity. It's about honoring our journey while respecting others. Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, African spirituality, all beautiful, all sacred, all uniquely crafted ways to connect with the divine. But moving through these spaces require grace, curiosity, and judgment. Not the kind of judgment that condemns. Nah, we leave that to the reality show judges, okay? I'm talking wise discernment. That quiet nudge saying this feels right and this feels true. So let's break down some of the popular belief systems. Christianity focuses on a relationship with God through Jesus Christ, emphasizing grace, redemption, and service. Core belief, salvation through faith. Buddhism, a non theistic philosophy centered around mindfulness, suffering, and enlightenment through the Eightfold Path. African spirituality, ancestral connection, nature, ritual, community, emphasis on spirits, ancestors, and energy forces in everyday life. What makes them different? Different deities, different practices, different texts. One wears robes, one sings hymns, one lights incense, and some do all three. What makes them similar? They all seek truth. They all honor something divine. They all encourage love, peace, service, and alignment. And let's be real, most of their golden rules are cousins. On paper, they seem worlds apart, but zoom out and you'll see a theme: love, healing, higher power or purpose, community, discipline, storytelling. They just speak in different languages. It's like spiritual dialect, baby. So let's keep it real for a second. Many of us didn't choose what to believe, right? We inherited it. Sunday morning wasn't a debate. It was get up and get dressed for church, right? And asking questions, child, might as well have asked to borrow the devil's credit card. And listen, we could go way down the rabbit hole about how religion was used to manipulate enslaved people. They gave enslaved people scriptures out of the context, like it was spiritual NyQuil. Here, take this and be quiet. But our ancestors were slick, okay? They held on to their spiritual practices in whispers, in song, in shadows. That's hoodoo, baby, not Harry Potter. Picture Massa reading one verse about obedience, but skipping the whole love thy neighbor as thyself part. Convenient, right? But that's another episode. Today, we're focusing on how to use discernment to find truth, not how others twisted it. Here's the tea: just because someone feels something is true doesn't mean it has to be your truth. My truth may make your spirit blink twice and go, whew, I'll pass. and that's okay. The real issue is when folks use their truth to invalidate yours. Nah, fam, that ain't spiritual enlightenment. That's spiritual gaslighting. Your spiritual path is personal. What resonates with me might not resonate with you, and that's okay. The key is to explore, question, and listen to your inner guidance. According to psychological studies, good judgment is linked to critical thinking, emotional regulation, and reflective learning. Discernment is a blend of intuition and critical thinking. Philosophically, it's about aligning with truth, ethics, and the examined life. Socrates was the king of discernment, constantly questioning, digging, unlearning. And I want to emphasize strongly on unlearning because there's no bigger challenge that I found, at least in my journey, than to unlearn things that you was taught all your life. In short, wise judgment isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing how to weigh what matters. Basically, know thyself, question everything, and trust your vibe. So, let's get into me just a little bit. I grew up in church. Yes, I did. Just like most of you. Bible study on Wednesdays, choir practice on Saturdays, church on Sundays. And I actually bounced back and forth from two different churches because I was actually going to my great grandmother's church, and then I would sometimes go to my grandmother's church. My great grandmother's church is actually the church I was a part of where I did all of the Bible studying and was in choir and everything. But listen, I was there more than the pews. But something felt off. My questions weren't welcomed, and the answers that I did get didn't soothe my spirit. I read the Bible not once, not twice, like a Netflix binge. Still, didn't feel aligned. In high school, I tried again. I was having a hard time in high school, and this time I thought maybe it would be different. Thinking maybe it was a book of parables, thinking maybe it was just a book of lessons and I needed to read it and think of it through that lens. Still, it felt hollow. I thought I was the problem for the longest. I thought maybe I was broken. So I started searching. Philosophy in college cracked open my third eye. And if you have never taken a philosophy course, I deeply recommend it, especially for my thinkers out there. All of my thinkers and overthinkers out there, a philosophy course will make you feel so seen. Suddenly, it wasn't me. I just needed another spiritual language. Then came Buddhism. I vied with the detachment, peace, inner stillness, but I didn't want to convert. Then, 3 years later, I came home to myself. I found African spirituality. I started doing tons of research on just spirituality in general and found out that there were so many different paths. And what led me to African spirituality was the fact that, well, I am African American. However, you want to slice it, dice it, no, I'm not directly from Africa, so I guess you could just say I'm Black American. However you want to put it, my lineage, my history, my ancestors were slaves. So I went back to my root. I started doing tons of African spirituality research, and I found my people, my lineage, my healing. Hoodoo gave me hugs through altars, candles, and prayer jars. And guess what? I use discernment every step of the way. What I learned, I didn't need to follow a label. I needed to follow resonance. I needed what my ancestors needed. I needed something that didn't just tell me who God is, but showed me how to be with God. Whether you find truth in the Bible, in meditation, or in your grandmother's altar, baby, it's valid. We all have the same goal: peace, connection, elevation. We just use different directions. I had to change my route to find what my grandparents were trying to give me all along. So, some takeaways from this episode: one, discernment is your spiritual filter. And don't forget that. And use it loudly, often. Two, explore without fear. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. So what? Your family member doesn't like that you don't go to church. So what? You go to church and you have a family member or a friend who is into spirituality and thinks you should leave the church. So what? If it resonates with you, who's to tell you it's wrong? Three, you are allowed to evolve in your beliefs. Four, respect different paths. And I want to emphasize respecting different paths because I have seen way too many people. And I even had to check myself sometimes in walking in my truth because I would feel timid around those who strongly believe in the core values of going to church and reading your Bible. I tend to not talk about how my spiritual journey really not only changed who I was, but added a different set of eyes on a path that I didn't know existed in order for me to gain spiritual enlightenment. And no, I'm not at my peak enlightenment. No, I'm not yet at my full true self, but I am getting there because I am walking in my own path. I am going down my own journey and not bothered by family members or friends. I will take things that they say and reword it in my head in my language for me to understand. So I won't tell my best friend, no, I'm not going to go pray. You know, I don't believe in that. I do believe in that. Her telling me to go pray is her telling me to go journal. Her telling me to go pray is her telling me to go use my tarot cards. Her telling me to go pray is telling me to go do the things that I need to do that resonates with me and my practices. And that's respect. Five, no one path holds all the answers. My path doesn't hold all the answers. The church path doesn't hold all the answers. There's no one right way. Six, your truth is your truth, and that's enough. I don't feel I need to feel validated through anybody else but myself. My spiritual journey and my overall enlightenment and my connection with my ancestors is all I need, and that's enough for me. 7, we are all headed towards light, just using different roads and speaking different languages, which means the same thing. A quote I came across, which I feel sums all of this up perfectly. You must look within for value, but must look beyond for perspective. By Dennis Wade. Before we end, I just want to do a quick breathing exercise with a quick affirmation that you can tell yourself. Like, you need to remind yourself of your journey, and your path is your path. And who's going to tell you you're wrong? Because you're not, and I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. So, wherever you are right now, I just want you to take some deep breaths. Calm yourself down. I don't know if you're about to go to bed or starting your day, wherever you are while you're listening to this episode. As long as you're safe, just relax. And let's center ourselves with this affirmation. Repeat after me. I trust my inner wisdom. I honor my unique spiritual journey. I embrace the truth that resonates within me. I trust my inner wisdom. I honor my unique spiritual journey. I embrace the truth that resonates within me. One more deep breath in. Exhale. And one more time. I trust my inner wisdom. I honor my unique spiritual journey. I embrace the truth that resonates within me. Feel the peace that comes with alignment. And I'm telling you, walking in your truth and in true alignment is something so powerful. And I wish that upon everyone. Your journey is sacred, beautiful, and ever evolving. Trust the whispers. Question all that damn noise. Choose what makes your spirit sing. Spiritual discernment isn't about being right, it's about being real. I know that was a lot, but thank you so much for tuning in to today's Wake Up Wednesday episode. If this resonated with you, share it with someone you love. Follow the podcast. Let's keep growing in grace and serendipity. Until next time, may your spirit stay loud and your discernment stay even louder. And that's a wrap, beautiful soul. Remember, you are guided, you are grounded, and you are glowing exactly as you are. The universe is always conspiring in your favor, and serendipity is never far behind. Until next time, keep your heart open, your energy protected, and your magic loud. You got this, and the world is better because you're in it.